welcome back. This is episode 5 of Was It Worth Watching? For those of you who have been subscribing and keeping up with my episodes, I appreciate you following and the comments that you provided. And if this is your first time checking out this podcast, welcome. And I hope you enjoy what you see in here and will give me a like and a subscribe. So, for today's episode, I'm going to talk about two new films, one being the new horror film, The Black Phone 2, and the comedy Good Fortune. So, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so our first film is The Black Phone 2. This is a sequel to the original film, The Black Phone. This film starts off a few years later after the events of the first film. Finn is now 17 and trying to adjust to life, while his sister Gwen is starting to have visions in her dreams that involve the Black Phone and characters that are reaching out to her for help. Finally, she decides she needs to go out to this religious camp, youth camp, to try to help these victims that are reaching out to her. Finn decides to go with her just to keep an eye on her, but unfortunately, he begins to see and hear things as well related to the grabber. So, what did I think about the Black Phone or Black Phone 2? It was a typical horror film. In some sense, I don't even really want to say it's a horror film, but that's what they classify it as. In this film, the sister Gwen's visions in her sleep are now so powerful that they're hurting her in real life. If she gets touched in the dream or cut in the dream, she gets cut in real life. So, it kind of felt like they took that from Nightmare on Elm Street. Also, with the grabber being able to hurt her in the dreams, again, felt a lot like Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. The story was typical, nothing special, nothing innovative about it. The grabber seemed like he, all of a sudden he has the power. He gets power from the spirits or the souls of the victims that he's killed in the past. Again, another I won't say steal, but another concept that was brought up in the original Nightmare on Elm Street series. Overall, the film was slow. I was bored. I literally felt like leaving midway through the movie, but I gave it a chance. I, continued to watch it through the end. The ending was cliche. So, was it worth it? It was not. I would not suggest seeing this movie in theaters. If you have time to kill one afternoon or one evening when it's on streaming, that would probably be the only time I would suggest watching it. But you're not missing anything. It didn't add anything to the first film. It basically just took concepts that were already done and threw it in there. It felt like a money grab almost. So, yeah, definitely not a good movie. The acting is okay. Ethan Hawke, he has top billing, but you don't really see his face at all. it's more of just the mask from the first film, with a few other little bits and pieces where you see bloody skin or whatever, but you never really see Ethan Hawke in it. So I don't even know if you needed Ethan Hawke to play the part. So that's just my opinion. Um, the sister, the actress that plays the sister, Gwen, she's young, but she definitely can act. I don't want to be that cruel, but yeah, she can act. I hope she gets better, but yeah, she doesn't come across with the lines, very confidently. So, but yeah, not a good watch. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money in theaters. Wait for it to come on streaming if you're even interested. All right, so our second film is Good Fortune. This film is about a down and out documentary editor who can't find a job in his field. So he's forced to do odd jobs through this task app. The film also revolves around a rich tech mogul who has everything, big house, fancy cars, and is living the life. And the film also involves a overzealous guardian angel who wants to prove himself and earn bigger wings. There's also a side character story of a young woman who wants to improve her life as well as the lives of others around her. So the film basically follows a prince and pauper uh, type story where their lives are switched, and one discovers his life has meaning, although he doesn't have everything he wants. Whereas the other realizes that although he has everything, he doesn't have, or not that he doesn't have, but he his life is self absorbed, and he realizes that he needs to make a change. So, what did I think about Good Fortune? Um, as a comedy, I didn't laugh as much as I thought I would. There were some moments that I chuckled, but unfortunately, those were a lot of the moments that you would see in the previews. Um, Story wise, again, it's pretty much the Prince and the Pauper. The characters switch lives. Of course, it kind of backfires on the guardian angel because he thinks that by showing that the guy's life, the documentary editor showing him that his life has purpose, kind of backfires on him, because when he switches lives and now he has this life of this rich tech mogul, there's no way he wants to go back to his meaningless life of doing odd jobs and living out of his car. So now the guardian angel has to figure out how to get this guy to realize his life has purpose. So I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but Keanu Reeves cannot act. He's fine for roles that have no dialogue, but when it comes to him saying dialogue, it's cringing. Um, it kind of works for this role as a quirky guardian angel who's in over his head, but I just couldn't take him seriously. He just, the way he comes across with his dialogue is just horrible. Um, Seth Rogen does a decent job. Aziz Ansari, he's the director and he wrote this film. Um, his high pitched voice sometimes is just a little too much, especially when he yells. When he raises his voice or he's yelling, it's just it's ear piercing. Um, but he did an okay job. He's not a very good actor either. I mean, he his dialogue when him and Keanu Reeves were uh, talking to each other. It was cringeworthy. Kiki Palmer, her role as a young woman that's trying to change her life, she she's barely in the movie. She's in a few scenes, but she does a good job as well. You can definitely tell who the actors are and who the non-actors are. Um, but story-wise, it's predictable. Has a few laughs. There were some jokes that I heard other people in the audience laugh about, but for me, it wasn't that funny. Um, so, what did I think about Good Fortune? Was it worth it? I was torn, but it is not worth it. Unfortunately, I can't give this film a worth it because it's it's something that you could watch on streaming any day of the week. Predictable story. The comedy wasn't that funny, and the acting. I think Keanu Reeves and Aziz just can't act, and for me, that ruined the film for me. I just couldn't see past that. Some of the story, there's some plot holes in the story as well. Some questionable moments, but um, yeah, just not a worth it for me. It's definitely not worth it. Wait till it comes on streaming when you've got a afternoon or evening to waste a couple hours and check it out. It's a feel good movie, but I didn't come out of it feeling too good. I thought that the overall conclusion was weak, but some people enjoyed it. Um, as far as ratings are concerned, for Black Mass 2, the critics pretty much cut it up, but it seemed like audience members enjoyed it a little bit more, probably because it's the Halloween season, so people are out looking for, a decent horror film to watch. For Good Fortune, critics liked it, audience liked it. I did find some negative reviews, and some of the reviews that I read were spot on with what I felt um, as far as the acting and the story overall. So there you have it. We've got two not worth the watches. So hopefully next week we'll have a couple of worth watchings. But until then, just continue to check out my podcast and listen for my reviews. For those of you who um, do venture out to go see the Black Mass 2 and or Good Fortune, let me know what you think. Send me some comments. Let me know. I'm interested to hear. And as we're getting closer to the end of October, I'm finishing off my 31 days of Halloween. So I'm down to my top 9. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Maybe you find something that you're interested in watching. So that does it for episode 5. I hope you join me for episode 6. And until then, keep watching what's worth watching. Bye.